this next comic very, very funny. Give it up for Mr. Art Damien, everybody!
About a hand for our MC. Give yourselves a hand for coming out to see Comedy Wars. That's still shining. Tonight's kind of a confessional for me. I got to tell you something right off the bat. God, am I glad the World Cup is over. Jeez. I tried. I really tried. A friend of mine, big soccer fan, made me watch Japan play Greece to a 0-0 draw. I'm sorry. And then they all celebrated. That doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. If you want to spend an evening watching nobody score, you should have come to my house when I was dating the Jehovah's Witness. Not that baseball is that much better this year in New York. I mean, come on, the Mets are vanishing. Yeah? Being a New York Met, I think it's kind of like having erectile dysfunction because every night all you can do is apologize and promise to try again tomorrow. So I'm going to let you know now, I'm probably the oldest comic you're going to see up here tonight. I used to perform a lot in the 90s till I got married and I had to stop, or as I like to call it, the night the laughter died. But to give you an idea of what it's like to be the oldest comic in the room, it's like, if this room was a remake of the Beatles classic, A Hard Day's Night, you would all get to be the Beatles and their fans. I would be Paul's grandfather. Who's the old man? A little band is all we were. Well, thanks, John. I'm not really complaining. I mean, I inherited my father's good genes. You know, he was very dynamic, well into his old age. He even had an active sex life till he was 90. Fortunately, my mother never found out. My dad was interesting. He had quite a life. He tried to be an actor in Hollywood after the war when he got out of the service. And his career got cut short when he was run over by the actor who played the Wizard of Oz, Frank Morgan. Ended his career very prematurely and, you know, he had to go home to Brooklyn. Over the years, he got very bitter about this. Whenever that movie came on TV, I tell you, he'd fly into a rage, he'd drink, he'd curse at the TV. All right, I'll tell you how bad it was. I was 14 years old before I found out the real title of that movie wasn't The Fucking Wizard of Oz. So, may you rest in peace. I'm of Irish descent, so people who like to stereotype are going to tell you there's certain things that are automatically true about me. I mean, I don't know. 1, I like to drink too much. 2, I have a fetish for Asian women. And 3, I have a small penis. Well, I'm confessing tonight, so I do drink a little too much. And I do have a small fetish for Asian women. What do you think I'm going to admit to that? Are you kidding? Well, I'll tell you, you know what? You ever notice there's no such thing as Irish porn? Every country in the world's got porn. The French have porn, the Germans have porn, the Brazilians have porn, believe me. It's in my house. But there's no Irish porn. What would an Irish porn film even be like, you know? But Jesus, Patty, what do you do with your trousers off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? That's an Irish porno film. Speaking of the Irish, Bill O'Reilly is in the news. Unbelievable. Bill O'Reilly is attributing his latest bestseller, which just so happens to be called Killing Jesus, to the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. Really, Bill? Really? The Holy Spirit wanted you to write a book called Killing Jesus. You know what? Bill's sticking by his guns. You got to give him credit. He says the Holy Spirit wants him to write a sequel to Killing Jesus called Beating the Shit Out of St. Patrick. Dick Cheney's around. Somebody pulled the stake out of his heart. He's blaming the latest mess in Iraq on guess who? Yeah, of course. Of course. Dick Cheney, the architect of the war, who was wrong on everything he said was going to happen, said it's somebody else's fault. Really? Come on, Dick. I mean, Dick Cheney blaming somebody else for the mess in Iraq. is as lame as the captain of the Titanic trying to blame the iceberg for not getting out of the way in time. Jeez, unbelievable. Read this in the news recently. This is scientific, educational. NASA scientists recently announced they successfully put a Wi-Fi signal on the moon. Isn't that great? The amazing thing is, they said it's not that hard to put a Wi-Fi signal on any large, round object that a lot of men have landed on. To prove it, last week they put a Wi-Fi signal on Kim Kardashian's ass. So I had to go to my mom's last weekend and watch TV, keep her company. Problem with that is, you know, I love her, but her cable box stopped receiving programming around 1995. She makes me watch the Three Tenors. You know who the Three Tenors were, right? Yeah, three opera guys. I struggle with this, I really do, you know. But I'm trying to be nice, I'm watching it, the Three Tenors are on, and I hit the pause button. Suddenly, the Three Tenors made perfect sense to me. You got a fat guy, you got kind of a handsome guy, you got a professorial-looking guy. These guys shouldn't have been singing opera in an opera house, they should have been making comedy movies. You know, the Three Tenors go to Mars. The Three Tenors go to college. The Three Tenors meet Frankenstein. Yeah. I would see that, you know. Spooky castle, rainy night. Hey, Luciano, look out. Each little wolf a man right behind you. The wolf a man, mamma mia, pizza, don't fail me now. That's my time. Enjoy the show, folks.